Hello there. Welcome to another talk, another podcast, another meditation. And my latest talk, because can take about a day, 24-hour period for me to upload one talk. That's why I only do 10-15 minutes. Good, because people have got short attention spans anyway, I know I do. So 15 minutes is probably about right, I think, I think you do it too long and you're just going to bore people. But when I do a talk, it's take a whole day. So yesterday's one, just uploaded today, is on my website, and this is the new one. And today's talk, podcast, meditation is called I Don't Know Anything. And that is the truth. The more I'm on this spiritual awakening journey, ever since a big unexpected spiritual awakening 10 years ago, at the age of 24. Ever since that day, I've been on this journey, and the more I go on it, the more I get more knowledge. But it's this knowledge, you tap into it when you realize that you don't know anything. And that's when you'll get surprised. That's when you'll get an abundance of something. That's when a beauty will hit you, or an insight, something that puts your mind at rest, something that is like a miracle that people need to hear. It's when you enter that space of I don't know anything. There's too many people that think they know it all. When I know from my experience that ascension, and especially information, it comes when you don't think that you know anything. And that's the thing. I'm not trying to be a motivational talker or speaker. I'm basically sharing what I perceive to be my experiences, the awakening, all the stuff, knowledge that I get, and that's it. I'm just sharing it because we're going through a mass awakening. I'm doing my bit, but really I don't know anything, and that's the miracle that I'm in. It's this: the more I go on this journey, the more I know I don't know anything. And that's when more miracles and abundance happen. It's like a God trick, if you want, or a God hack, or a universe hack. When you realise that, you don't actually know anything. And that there's actually nothing to know. Because everything came from nothing. Therefore it is nothing, and nothing is that which cannot be defined. If it cannot be defined, then everything's just labels and ideas and stories and concepts. But the truth is, no one actually knows anything. They just made it up, right? Same with Bibles, religions, it's all made up, they make it up. And then you repeat it, and like I say, that's when the insanity starts. When you start repeating stuff that was made up, that's just insanity. And you come back to, like what Alan Watts said, lose your mind and come to your senses. you know? Let go of this ego. And then you'll enter into presence. And that's where God is. The light of consciousness, tantric awareness, whatever you want to call it. You know, so that's, people might ask, you know, what's the difference between chosen ones, i.e. those that have had these big awakenings, spiritual awakenings, and those that haven't. I think it's to do with the fact that the people that have these awakenings are incredibly humble. Even though people might get insecure and might say things, you know, might think that you're arrogant, when actually you're not, you know, because your perception is your reflection. You know, the truth is the chosen ones are very, very humble. Because to say that you know nothing and to really believe that is very humble. You know, and I'm not saying it to sound a certain way, to virtue signal. I'm being authentic. I don't know anything. That's why I say, you know, don't look to me as your anything. Because your real spiritual guide, and any real spiritual guru or anything will tell you that they aren't your, you know, that I think Jesus Christ said the kingdom of God is within you. You know, Jesus Christ done talks to audiences apparently, and they said, "Where is this God?" And he said, "It's within you." You know, and then once you start tapping into that within power, the more you become humble, because you realize that this power is infinity. It's limitless. It's such a spectacular thing that you as a human being can never be like that. And then so you let go and you let this power develop you. You know, so you're getting this mergence between the physical you and the spiritual you. So what happens, you know, when you realize and admit that you know nothing. Like what Deepak Chopra says, the oneness means the one nothing. There's so many people that do so much talking, you know, and they're not being. And like I say, I'm not like this just on my talks. The way I am on these talks is the way I am in my daily life. I'm a mother's registered carer, and also I do these talks, and even the caring thing is you know, someone said to me a few weeks ago, act of selflessness. I don't know, I suppose someone had to do it. But, you know, it kind of fits in with my path that I'm on. Part of the journey, I suppose. Empathy. But it's a humbling journey, you know, that's what this spiritual path is. It's a humbling journey. And then when you don't know anything, you let that ego go. You're letting the light of consciousness come through you. And then you'll start to, everything will look better. Everything will sound better. Everything is better. Because you're letting go of the mind then, and you've come back to your senses. It's all about letting that ego go that you know something or anything. I don't know anything. I say that to myself all the time. And the breathing will become calm. What you're entering into when you humble yourself like that, you're entering into presence, tantric awareness, the core essence of who you are. That's the true self. There's a joy there, a pleasure, a niceness to that. You know, everything's more calmer and slower, but there's an aliveness, an orgasmicness to it. Like what David Icke says, the infinite love is the only truth, everything else is an illusion, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what it is. But it all starts by admitting that you don't know anything. So use this as your mantra if you want to. Because I don't own anything, everything's a loan. There's no such thing as talent, because your talent is just tapping into that within the Akashic field that already existed. And it's just a loan, it's all a loan. When you die and you go to heaven, or wherever it is you believe you go to, the body stays behind. You see, it returns to the earth. It's all a loan, everything's a loan. You don't know anything, you don't own anything. I don't know anything. And like I say, when you say that I don't know anything, you tap into this. That's when you need humbleness. You see, that's really the power. Because then you're open to miracles. When you think you know it all, well, you're going to be blocked. You see? So it's about opening that heart chakra by saying, right, okay, I'm open now. You're not open to receive miracles, great knowledge and wisdom and insight when you think you know it all. So I don't know anything is a very powerful thing to say to yourself. Extremely powerful. And then you'll get shown something. A miracle will happen. And I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates, talks, news, research, and much, much more, please do check my website. My new talk is always located on the homepage, top of the homepage on my website. My website address is www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you.